Understanding Stoicism. Stoicism has long been considered one of the most amazing philosophies of life, and although it has been around for thousands of years, understanding it properly is still a challenge for many people. When most of us hear about Stoicism, we imagine a cold, emotionless life, where its followers suppress all feelings in order to achieve serenity. But this is a terrible misunderstanding, and if you think this way, it is time for you to wake up. Do you really believe that a philosophy of life can survive and thrive for thousands of years just to teach people how to live like emotionless machines? Do you really think that Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest emperors of Rome, or Seneca, a brilliant philosopher, lived their lives just to avoid emotions and give up happiness? If you think so, you have completely misunderstood Stoicism. Stoicism is not apathy. In fact, Stoicism does not deny human emotions. Instead, it teaches us how to manage and control our emotions intelligently, so that we can live a meaningful life and achieve inner peace. This does not mean that you have to give up joy or suppress sadness, but that you have to learn how to not let these emotions dominate your life. Think about it. Life is full of challenges and difficulty. Every day, we are faced with unwanted events, failures, and pain. If you let these negative emotions overwhelm you, you will easily fall into a state of anxiety, anger, and eventually despair. But can you control everything around you? Can you change the past or prevent the future? Of course not. That is why Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic thinkers, once said, "The happiness of life depends on the quality of your thoughts." This quote contains a powerful message. Our emotions and moods do not depend entirely on what happens around us, but on how we think and perceive the world. Put yourself in a situation where you are faced with a negative event, such as a betrayal or a loss. It is easy to let the pain overwhelm you, sending you into a spiral of anger and resentment. If you let these negative emotions control you, are you really solving the problem? Or are you just making things worse? This is where the sanity of Stoicism comes in. Instead of letting your emotions rule you, you can choose to look at the situation more objectively, as an opportunity to learn and grow. You don't have to pretend that you're not sad or angry, but learn not to let these emotions control you. Cease to hope, cease to fear. One of the key things that Seneca, a prominent Stoic philosopher, mentioned in his letters is the connection between hope and fear. In Letter 5, Seneca quotes another Stoic philosopher, Hecato, on finding true contentment. "Cease to hope," Cato said, "and you will cease to fear." Fear goes hand in hand with hope. They move together to my surprise. Both belong to a mind that is in a state of anxiety, a mind that is in a state of anxiety about the future. Both are mainly due to us projecting our thoughts further away instead of adapting to the present. This may sound pessimistic, but it is actually a profound advice. When you hope for something, you also create the fear of losing it. Both hope and fear distract us from the present, reducing our ability to enjoy what we have. Instead of living in anxiety about the future, we should learn to adapt to the present and accept what is happening around us. On the other hand, when you achieve an achievement or when something positive happens, you should not let the joy overwhelm you to the point of losing control. Don't get me wrong, Stoicism does not forbid you from feeling happy, but it does advise you to maintain balance. Enjoy that joy in a sober and calm manner, not letting it turn into an excessive excitement that makes you lose your judgment. Wisdom and self-reliance. Seneca continues in Letter 9, "A Stoic wise man is one who is able to feel his troubles but overcome them." He points out the difference between the Stoics and the Epicureans. The difference between the Epicurean school and ours is this: our wise man feels his troubles but overcomes them, while their wise man does not even feel them. We share with them the belief that the wise man is content with himself. Yet, although he is self-reliant, he still desires a friend, a neighbor, a companion. Although he does not long for what he has lost, he prefers not to lose it. And this is what we mean when we say that the wise man is self-sufficient. He is such in the sense that he can live without friends, not that he desires to live without them. He bears the loss of a friend calmly. It is not that he will be friendless, for it is up to him to decide how soon he will make up for the loss. Just as Phidias could have sculpted another statue at once if he had lost one, So our wise man, with his skill in making friends, will fill the place of one he has lost. Letter 9, translated by Robin Campbell. This shows that the wise man is not one who does not feel the pain of loss, but one who knows how to overcome it calmly. He can accept the loss and quickly rebuild relationships without letting the loss weaken his spirit. Calmness is not coldness, but strength. It is the ability to face life without letting negative emotions dominate. This is not easy, but if you can practice it, you will find that your life becomes easier, and you will be able to enjoy the small joys of life without getting caught up in extreme emotions. Stoicism wisely teaches us how to maintain balance in life. You do not have to avoid your emotions, but you should not let them control you either. You have the power to choose how you respond to every situation, and it is from this self-control that you will find true peace and happiness. You want to live a meaningful and fulfilling life? Start by understanding and applying the principles of Stoicism. Don't let misunderstandings about this philosophy stop you. Face yourself, and you will see. True happiness lies in your mind, not in things beyond your control. Happiness comes from self-mastery. One of the core goals of Stoicism is to help people achieve self-mastery, which is the ability to control their minds and emotions without being influenced by external factors. This is the key to achieving lasting happiness. Seneca, a famous Stoic philosopher, said, "True happiness consists in enjoying the present, not worrying about the future." This means that happiness is not a state that you must constantly pursue, but rather a natural result of living in the present and having control over your mind. But does this mean that you have to give up all emotions to achieve happiness? Not at all. In fact, Stoicism encourages you to embrace your emotions in a conscious and controlled manner. You can experience joy, sadness, anger, or any other emotion, but the important thing is not to let them dominate your life. Remember, you are in control of your emotions, not the other way around. Another common misconception is that Stoicism will make life boring because it lacks the breakthrough of strong emotion. But think about it. Do you really want to live a life dominated by emotional storms, sometimes at the peak, sometimes falling into the abyss? Or do you want a stable life where you can enjoy the small joys and maintain peace of mind? Calm is power. Stoicism teaches us about the power of calmness and self-control. One of the famous quotes of Epictetus, another Stoic thinker, is, "It is not the events that happen to us that make us suffer, but the way we look at them." This means that we have the power to decide how we react to every situation in life. One of the most important lessons of Stoicism is not to let negative emotions dictate your action. When you encounter a difficult situation, instead of letting fear, anxiety, or anger cloud your thinking, you can choose to approach it with calmness and reason. This way, you will be able to make better decisions and maintain balance in your life. You may have heard Theodore Roosevelt say, "Comparison is the thief of joy." Stoicism teaches us not to compare our lives to others because everyone has their own journey. Peace of mind is not a state of mind, but the ability to control yourself in the face of life's ups and downs. When you can do this, you will find that your life is not dull, full of interesting twists and turns and emotion. Happiness and contentment. The question that many people ask is whether the pursuit of happiness is inconsistent with living a life of calm and self-control, according to Stoicism. The answer is no. In fact, happiness and contentment are not two opposing concepts, but two sides of the same coin. According to Stoicism, true happiness does not come from external things, such as wealth, fame, or the respect of others. Instead, happiness comes from being content with what you have and being in control of your mind. When you can accept what you cannot change and focus on what you can control, you will find true contentment and happiness. Seneca once wrote in a famous letter, "Happiness does not depend on external things, but on how we look at them." This means that happiness is not the result of having the things you desire, but the result of accepting and being grateful for what you already have. One of the best examples of contentment in Stoicism is how we view friendship. According to this philosophy, a true friend is not someone you have to depend on for your happiness, but someone with whom you can share the joys and hardships of life. If you lose a friend, it doesn't mean you lose happiness, because your happiness doesn't depend on others. Stoicism and modern life. You may be wondering whether Stoicism is relevant to modern life, where we face countless pressures and stresses on a daily basis. The answer is, absolutely. In fact, this philosophy can help us deal with the challenges of modern life more effectively. One of the core principles of Stoicism is to focus on what you can control and let go of what you can't. In modern life, we often get caught up in worrying about the future, pressures of work, family, and society. But when you apply this principle, you will see that many of these worries are actually useless. Instead of worrying about things you can't control, focus on what you can do right now to improve your situation. Stoicism also teaches us the importance of living in the present. In a world where we are constantly stuck in the past or worrying about the future, focusing on the present is an important skill. When you live in the present, you will be able to enjoy life more fully, not get caught up in unnecessary worries. True freedom Stoicism not only teaches you how to achieve happiness, but also how to achieve true freedom. This freedom is not material freedom, but spiritual freedom. When you can control your mind, you will not be controlled by external factors and can live a life of self-control. Epictetus said, "No one can make you feel offended unless you allow them to do so." This means that you are the only one who has the power to decide how you react to every situation in life. When you understand this, you will see that no one or nothing can hurt you unless you allow it to. This freedom also means that you can live your life the way you want without being pressured by society or others. You do not have to pursue the goals that others set for you, but can focus on what is truly important to you. When you live a life of freedom and autonomy, you will see that true happiness is within your reach. Finally, imagine life as a journey on the ocean. Do you want to be the one who steers your ship, weathering all the storms, or the one who lets the ship drift aimlessly? Be the one who steers, master your emotions. Do not let external factors shake your soul. Stoicism is not a dry, rigid philosophy. It is a powerful tool to help you live a full and meaningful life. Read more, learn more, and you will find that your life is not boring, but full of interesting and emotional twists. Remember, happiness is within your control, and you can absolutely achieve it if you truly understand and apply this philosophy to your life. This article is not only a reminder of the importance of understanding Stoic philosophy, but also an encouragement to explore yourself more deeply. Life is a journey, and Stoicism is one of the maps that help you navigate that journey wisely and with self-control. Use this map to find the path to true happiness.